Hello, folks. Welcome to our Sunday night stream. I am Van Kraken, and this is World of Warships Basics Live. This is a series that is aimed at newer players to World of Warships PC. I also stream World of Warships Legends as well, but excited to be focused on PC tonight since this is actually my 4-year anniversary today playing World of Warships PC. Just got an email before I logged on. That event had happened and some free stuff is on my way. So pretty exciting to be with you tonight on a special occasion for me. I've played a lot of World of Tanks and a lot of World of Warships. Really enjoy these games. And the Basics Live series that I'm working on is a live show. It's without a net. This is content that hopefully will live on my Discord channel and on YouTube. But the intent here is to cover some important topics for newer players that might get left behind by some of the bigger streamers and content creators just because they're more basic information. They might be buried somewhere on the Discord servers from Wargaming or the forums or the web pages, but they aren't front and center because they're relatively basic topics that we've covered so far, and they may not be something that just jumps out to address, but there's value in knowing some of the tips and tricks in these categories. So that's what we've been covering. In the first couple episodes, we've done episodes 1 and 2. And this is episode 3, which is going to focus on campaigns and collections. And there's stuff going on in both those realms for me right now and for you, most likely. I started my 3rd account recently. That's what we'll be playing on tonight. And this basics series is kind of going to follow along with me building pretty much a new player account. I have the highest tier at this point of a tier 7 ship. I did invest a little bit of doubloons and a couple premium ships because there was an incredible coupon, which I may talk about later, that netted me a Scharnhorst and a Massachusetts with 7,000 doubloons to spare. So it was an offer that was too good to pass up, but I haven't bought any premium time on this account. It's basically been a free-to-play account, and it's, again, trying to help establish this account and have folks follow along as we build up an account from scratch without spending a lot of money on it, but maybe spending some smart amounts here and there that can really help accelerate our progress. And that's something that people confuse with other games potentially. I don't believe World of Tanks or World of Warships are as much pay to play as they are pay to progress. Could argue more with World of Tanks that with premium ammo, maybe it's more pay to play. Gold rounds, but World of Warships, definitely, I don't see any major advantages you earn with a premium ship or premium time. It's really just progressing faster through the game that is your big reward. So again, campaigns and collections. We're going to campaign and collect our way to unique rewards that will help build up your account and potentially build it up a little bit quicker and richer and more enjoyably. The beginning of this game, as the beginning of World of Tanks, can be a bit frustrating, especially when you're not really familiar with game mechanics and some of the things that you have to learn pretty much from your own perspective or watching streams or reading up on things, because there aren't as many manuals or tutorials for this game as there could be, as there was not with World of Tanks when I started in that realm. So let's jump in first on campaigns. So quick introduction. If you're new to campaigns, I'll jump over to port really quickly. And first of all, talk about where campaigns live. Campaigns are going to be on your left-hand panel under the Campaigns tab. And basically just click on that to get inside our panel, which shows us our available campaigns. Right now, there is a newest campaign, 5 Epochs of the Navy. And then there's been 4 steady campaigns, Science of Victory through Hit Hard, Hit Fast, Hit Often. So to access the campaign itself, you're going to want to click on a specific campaign, and you'll see some features here that we'll cover in a minute. But there are various levels to these campaigns. Not every campaign is going to be available to every player based on the ship tier and the types of ships that you play. So the first one that is most accessible, which we'll talk about, is the Science of Victory campaign. Just jumping back to our overview really quickly, what is the time frame? It may be limited or it may be permanent in duration, depending on the specific campaign. So Science of Victory through Hit Hard, Hit Fast, Hit Often, those 4 have been available for a long time, for years actually, and they will most likely remain for years available for you to compete in and complete at your own leisure. So that's one of the nice things. You can play these campaigns in the background while you're doing other things, but it does add a unique layer to gameplay because there are specific tasks, which is the second bullet point, that require you to complete a specific goal. And that will be based a lot of times around a specific ship tier and or ship type. And then there's going to be different challenges within it. Maybe torpedo hits. It may be fire damage. It may be getting a heroic achievement like a dreadnought or a high caliber. So each of these tasks is going to have its own specific goal and a certain weight to it, which is represented by stars. And we'll look at that when we click back in. You can see here the stars are necessary to basically unlock each specific task so that you can move on to the next or mission step. Within each of these mission steps is where we're just getting into now. I basically call the mission steps 1 through 10 for Science of Victory. And then within each of these mission steps, there's going to be between 9 and 13 individual tasks. And again, those tasks are specific to what we talked about here with goal, tier, type of ship. Completing each of these individual tasks within a mission step gives you cool stuff. So especially when you're starting out new, things like ship XP, well, not ship XP, but global XP or free XP, camouflages, credits, port slots. That stuff is gold when you're a new player and you want to remain free to play, or you just want to progress a little quicker in the game. You're not going to be given those things just straight out. You're going to have to earn them through earning your daily containers or completing these campaigns early on, and they can be a real boon to getting your ships set up quicker and your captains trained up quicker. And I talk about that a little bit in the first episode of this series, which is 5 steps to establishing a new World of Warships PC account. So you may want to check that out just to get a sense of the value of what camos and different elements that you can achieve through these campaigns does to help accelerate your progress. So again, Science of Victory is going to be our first available campaign for new accounts, 10 mission steps, and each one's going to break down between 9 and 13 tasks. You don't have to complete every task to advance to the next mission step. But you can go back and re-highlight those tasks you haven't completed. They'll be sitting there for as long as you're playing the game, and you can go complete those later. Even if you've finished the campaign, quote unquote, you can go back and achieve those individual rewards, which is quite cool. One other thing is a premium time bonus allows you to activate more tasks. So with a basic account that's free to play, you can run any 2 concurrent tasks at one time within the mission steps. And then if you have premium time on your account, you get to run a third. So having premium time not only helps you earn extra credits and extra XP, which again, accelerates your progress in the game. Having that premium time also gives you basically 33.3% more missions that can be worked on at any given point in time with regard to campaigns. You can also pick campaign tasks from different campaigns concurrently. These progress tabs here don't have to be set to the same campaign. You can work on different campaigns at the same time, which is, again, kind of nice to have premium time so you can unlock that third slot. Again, Science of Victory is available to newer players. I'll say newer, not brand new, because it does require you to complete a certain number of account steps to unlock, or account levels to unlock campaigns. And then secondly, you have to have tier 4 ships. That's the minimum ship tier, but it's going to be really quick progress, hopefully, for you to get through to tier 4. Shouldn't take you a whole lot of time, even on a free-to-play account. Lastly, a bonus tip, and we're going to show this as we go in and play our first gameplay of the evening, which will intersperse into this episode of Basics Live, is that you don't want to activate your rewards, especially free premium time, unless you actually have the time to use those rewards. So premium time, when you purchase it with either doubloons or cash in the out-of-game World of Warships premium shop, it's a clock. And once that clock starts running, you get a certain set amount of time in that subscription, whether it be 24 hours, a week, a month, or a year, maybe a 3 or 6 month increment. And it's use it or lose it. I know that makes a lot of people upset that it's use it or lose it. I typically buy bigger blocks of premium time when I do buy it. I will buy a full year to get the best deal. And between now, middle of November, and the end of the year is typically when specials get run on premium time. So look out for it in the shop. 1 year premium time at a discount of 50 to 30% is a great deal, in my opinion. And I run premium time on multiple accounts, but this is going to remain my free to play account. It's my Europe account. It's the middle of the night in Europe, so hopefully there's not too much wonky stuff going on right now. I noticed right now you can't get in and use your gold, but we're hoping that things are going to work with regards to gameplay. So Science of Victory has a 7-day premium time reward for completing mission step 10, and we're going to jump in and actually try to do that. And I have the next week where I don't have to be in the office, not just because of the pandemic, but because it's the holiday week and my kids are out of school. So I'm going to be kind of staying at home to help them out. And I have time open to play on this account, and you can accomplish a lot in a week of premium time if you're focused and have playtime available. So we're going to go ahead and activate my 7-day of free premium time reward in 1 minute here. So use it or lose it with premium time. Don't activate it unless you're going to be able to take advantage of the full amount of that time. So we'll jump back into port and let's head into our campaigns tab again. And Science of Victory is what we've been working on. And again, each of these is going to have its own unique set of tasks. I guess it was as low as 8 tasks, depending. Whoops. There is a way to jump out without going all the way back to the main screen up here. Each of these specific mission steps is going to have a unique number of tasks. Back to missions. Yeah, that's what we want. So right now there's a little progress bar over each step, and that tells you how much you've completed. So if I want to come back and do more Science of Victory work, I can see that I've actually cruised through faster than completing all the tasks to get through to 10 so I could finish this out and get premium time. I was a little hungry to get that for this vacation break. So that's what we're going to do. And just keep in mind, if you don't play every type of ship, you're not going to be able to achieve every specific mission because you are required to use different ship types to do some of these tasks. I personally don't do aircraft carriers. So some of the tasks are CV dependent, and I have not tried to get those in the past. I actually have 0.0 games in a CV to this point. Maybe someday I'll try it out, but I have not as of yet. So once you've done your task, each time you complete a task, it's going to fill up your star bar here. And when the star bar is full, you're going to be able to unlock your task. And at any time, you can cruise into a task you've completed. If you hover over the crate symbol, the container symbol, it's going to tell you what you got for that step or that specific task. We got 100,000 credits here. We completed task 13. That was 10 Sierra Mike flags, which help you go faster, which is awesome. India X-ray for setting better fires, and another one here, another 100,000 credits in task 4. So when you're cash poor, it also helps to do these campaigns. It'll speed you getting some cash in your bank balance to buy ship modules and your higher tier ships. So we're going to unlock the final task. Very cool. And if we click on that, we are going to accept it, and I have a slot over here available to fill it. Right now I don't have premium, so this slot is locked. And if I hover over this and again go over the container, I will see that it's 7 days of Warships premium account is going to be our reward for completing this task. And all we have to do is play a battle. So the cool thing about the final task in each mission set is they're generally very easy on you. You just have to play a battle. Sometimes it has to be a battle with a captain of a certain level, that sort of thing. It's generally pretty easy once you get to the last step. They don't tease you too hard. But the harder campaigns with higher level ships are more difficult to achieve all these mission steps and get to your final task because they're higher value things. We'll talk about while we're loading in what those things are. Now we want to jump out and escape back to port. We are going to use tech tree ship that we're trying to progress on. Start up our port music here, and that is the Yorck. I am currently sitting at 71,000 ship XP. I need to get to 114,000, and having a week of premium is going to get me to the Hipper. Hopefully, shouldn't be an issue. And we are going to jump into battle. So why are some of the campaigns harder than others? Well, this one is 7 days of premium time, which is a pretty decent value. I don't know exactly what that is in cash, $5 or $10 maybe for a week. If you just buy a week, you don't get a great deal. But the next campaign to the right, which is a little tougher than this one, requires a little bit higher tier ships. You get Shinonome for finishing the entire campaign, and that's a tier 6 Japanese torpedo boat destroyer. The third campaign is for a specific special captain, Yamamoto. I do have that campaign completed on one of my US accounts, and the special commander rewards basically have unique talents. Some of these guys you can buy in the armory for coal, but they will typically come with unique values that make them, or unique skills and talents that typical commanders don't have that make them more valuable, which is really cool. And then the fourth campaign is the Halsey campaign, the hit hard, hit fast, hit often. So you have a Japanese special commander, US special commander. Those are going to be much harder campaigns to complete than our initial one here, Science of Victory. All right, so this is live without a net. This is not YouTube cherry picking our best game. I'm doing this Basics Live series live. I may push the wrong button. I may have an epic fail. We shall see. Never know exactly how these are going to turn out. But it's been fun to intersperse some live gameplay along with the information and show you kind of cause and effect. And what we're going to do is play this game and look at our earnings without premium time. And then after that, we'll play another battle with the value of premium time, just so you can see, just what a minimal reward of 7 days of premium time compared to the special captains or a free premium ship, what those can give you. As far as helping, progress or obtain progress in your newer account, especially. All right, we are in a cruiser, so we are going to support sea cap to start. Smaller battle than normal. We're in the middle of the night on the European server. We play lower tier games. We're going to get mostly bots rounding out our games. And it looks like our Scania fell asleep because it's so late, or maybe we're drinking. I don't know if it's a holiday like Thanksgiving at any near time in the European areas. Got a destroyer in sea. We're not detecting any capital ships, but that cap is turning. My colors are a little off because I'm colorblind, so they're not the typical red and green colors that you're going to see when you play if you have normal color vision. Advance warning. Another unique element of my stream. All right, there's not a lot of support at sea, so I'm not going to hang there. Got another destroyer that's close enough in to be spotting us. Gonna draw our first fire. Little wiggle to evade that. And we're trying to get into our main battery range, which is 17.3 kilometers. Now we have an enemy battleship approaching sea, so a little bit unfortunate that we had no presence to hold C. I wasn't going to try to hold that cap on my own, but it would have been preferable if our team had lined up kind of equal between A and C. So we have the chance that we could be scissored or put in a vice by a push through C, getting stuck in a crossfire here at B, so we'll have to keep a strong eye on what's going on at the C cap while we're supporting A and B.
Get back!
Destroyers are extremely fragile. Not destroyers, cruisers. Well, destroyers are too. So, try not to show the battleships my side for any specific period of time or long period of time, especially since we're low tier. Iowa just fired, so I'm going to feel safe, even though I was broadside, to get a first salvo off on him, and possibly a second. I already see the effect of him taking some HE fire that he's starting to turn out. He doesn't want to burn wholesale, but he is on fire, so that's great. We got him to turn away from the cap. I like to run priority target as a first tier skill on all of my cruisers. And I actually run it on most of my ships, which just gives you the number next to your detected icon, tell you how many enemy ships are targeting you with their main battery or their torpedoes. Cruisers are food. Cruisers are battleship food for sure. They're also cruiser food. Not so much destroyers. I feel like I can handle most situations with destroyers when I'm in a relatively agile cruiser with decent high explosive rounds.
All stations reporting the position of a strategic
But I definitely like to know how many ships are targeting me at any given time. Distance, this is a light cruiser, so the gun caliber is not extremely high. So if I were shooting AP at these ranges, the penetration values would be really low. So I'm just doing what you basically call classic HE spamming right now. We're spamming high explosive rounds, trying to set fires on these battleships. Any concurrent alpha strike damage we get from our HE is kind of a bonus.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
See, I'm going to hug terrain as much as possible. Some cruisers come with smoke consumables, namely the British cruisers, a couple Russian cruisers, a couple lower tier American cruisers like the Atlanta and the Flint. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Nagato sees us.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
They didn't target us. Maybe the Iowa can try to shoot us over the mountain. Looks like he gave up on targeting us. You'll see I'm firing and then kind of immediately angling away. And then I'll turn back in to get more of my main gunnery on target when my guns are reloaded. I just don't drive in a straight line broadside to these battleships. I want to be as unpredictable a target as possible. A cruiser can be extremely frustrating to shoot at if you evade consistently. There's a DD. Definitely want to target a DD whenever we see one. North Carolina is about to go down, unfortunately. Cruisers are able to abuse terrain to a pretty good degree. We're able to shoot over these islands, whereas the flatter gun arcs of the battleships, they're not going to be able to. The advantage that we have. We're losing our buddies. Now we're in a little too close. I have to turn away and use this corner, angling away, kiting away as you call it in a cruiser, which is basically angling away and moving away. So again, you're more difficult target to hit, especially while the Iowa is focused on the Georgia. We're gonna shoot over the Georgia's shoulder. We're gonna set as much fires as we can. target reticle is at 2, targeted, so we immediately know we've got to be evasive. We know that Georgia slipped behind cover, so the Iowa was looking at us instead of Georgia at that point. So we just, again, took a course in to use the edge of the island to block him. He's so close to the island, there's no way he's going to be able to fire over it with flatter gun arcs. You'll have to watch out for different battleships, though, and North Carolina has a much higher gun trajectory, can fire over stuff a lot easier than an Iowa can. Stuff to keep in mind. We have 6-kilometer torps, so I'm going to just shoot some of those at this corner. If the Iowa decides to come around the corner, we may greet him with a surprise. Georgia's going to have broadside on him ASAP here. And we are food. We're going to take damage. We just have to choose when it's smart for us to take that damage. So close. Just missed the torpedoes. Dang. It's healing. Now I'm watching his guns. His guns are not aimed at us, but 2 other ships are. So I'm going to look up and around and find out who those other ships are. One of them is the opposing Yorck. Get the kill. Yes, we can. Arsonist.
We destroyed an enemy battleship.
So that would have got us a campaign stat, folks. On a lot of campaign task, I mean.
Enemy battleship detected.
The Richelieu is one of the ships that's targeting us. We are now going to be focused and dispatched pretty quickly, but at this point, we've done pretty much everything that we can do.
The ship is on fire.
Once you're in a cruiser and you're getting focused down, it's game
Problem
over.
solved, sir.
Especially when you're so far behind on points. But I'm going to try to kite here as much as I can. That's just me in a New Orleans. Kiting again, just angling away, wiggling, changing speed a little bit sometimes. Be a frustrating target to hit. We're making a miss a little bit. Hopefully the New Orleans will actually fire at the Yorck. He's going to be around the corner here shortly. Trying to set Richelieu on fire. It's riskier when I bring my bow around and try to get all my guns on target. The cool things about German cruisers is that they have at least 2 turrets in the back on most of the cruisers. So it allows you to do this kiting very effectively when you're dispatched. But we had a good game individually. We killed a Tier 9 Iowa in our Yorck. Almost torped him, which would have been awesome. A lot of Battleship players forget that we cruiser players, which I mainly play cruisers, actually do have torpedoes. So they'll come around corners without thinking about it. They'll think just the destroyers have that capability. Your more seasoned players will know, but a lot of your mid-tier players and below will be surprised. Sometimes even higher tier. All right, so how do we do? We got 161,000 credits on 87,000 damage. Very respectable game for a Yorck. We wound up with an arsonist. Should we look at our team skill or the team placement? We're second. And this is one I want to look at and talked about with you guys with regards to without premium versus with premium. So when we get that account activated, that 112,000 credits is going to jump to 193,000 credits because we're going to get a modifier for running the premium account. The base level is just higher. And then we're also going to get a bump on our XP and our commander XP as well. I'm running some special flags just to speed this grind up a little bit. I'm experienced player from the perspective of this is my third Warships account on PC. So me trying to progress up to tier 7, tier 8 really quickly versus taking all my ships in different lines on the tech tree and kind of working them up to tier 2, to tier 3, to tier 4 together and taking more time. It's okay for an experienced player to go faster in one line, which is what I'm doing. If you're brand new to the game, I'd probably suggest playing multiple tiers to lower, or multiple ship lines to lower tiers and get more experience before you rush up to tier 7, tier 8, God forbid 9 or 10, where you see some players with a limited amount of games who just want to get a tier 10 ship and then find out how painful it can be when you don't have the accompanying experience necessary to do well in that ship. So anyway, not a bad game, but again, you can see we can bump up all of our values by having premium time, which we are going to hopefully unlock here. And there you go. So we see a completed campaign message. We've only completed 58 of the 119 tasks, so we can, again, complete the remaining tasks and get rewards. They've dropped in more supplementary information on that now, which is great. But we did get our 7-day premium, and that will be active now. So where it showed me not running premium time before, I now have a premium account for 7 days. Again, the shop is wonky in EU right now, but we have premium. So that's awesome. And again, we'll be able to use that over the next 7 days. So now if we go in and look at Science of Victory, it's basically going to show us as having completed everything, and I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Whoops, I always do that. I'm going to jump into honorable service. I'm going to dismiss this task from the old campaign, and I'm going to look at honorable service. One thing you can see already, it's a lot less mission steps than the Science of Victory is, but we need, in this case, a tier 8 to 10 ship. Tier 8 to 10. Tier 8 to 10. Tier 8 to 10. They're all tier 8 to 10, I think. So that's going to be the difference, is that honorable service is kind of your part 2 for new players campaign. And I do have one ship that will achieve these, which is the Massachusetts. So we could do a game in her if we have time, and that allows tonight. But we'll also need to, again, pick ships that we have. Some of these may require a specific ship type. You can see this one's in battleships, any ships, anything except aircraft carriers, and any ship. So I'm going to go ahead and accept task 1, and then I'm going to be regressive here and go back to Science of Victory and just reset a task I haven't completed, because I only have one tier 8 ship at this point, and putting all my eggs in the one basket on the next campaign probably isn't necessary quite yet. Here we go. This is a destroy 5 enemy ships. Doesn't look like a specific ship type is required. We'll accept that task, and that's 200 free XP. So that's a great thing. Oh, and forgot, we can add one more. These are all tasks that we just slipped by because we wanted to progress faster and get to that 7 days of free premium time. Why didn't I have this one unlocked? The Arsonist achievement that I just got. Earn at least 500 free XP in a single battle. That'll be really easy to do with a couple of my boats. So there you go. Now we have 3 tasks that we can run concurrently instead of just 2. So we've sped up our progress a lot. All right, let's jump back out. And let's play one more battle. Should we stick with Yorck? Actually, let's jump into a different ship type. Let's go with Kaiser. Kaiser's only tier 4. This could potentially be a bot game, but let's see what we get. We probably won't have to sit forever to load in. Been waiting for premium time to work on a couple of these ships because I've got probably 3 or 4 wins required in them. even with the use of something like a premium camo. Saw that Stars and Stripes camo, that's not a base disposable camo. That's a camo that I got from the US Battleships campaign or mission sets, which we'll talk about next with regard to our collections. So let's play one more game and then we'll jump to part 2 of this and talk about collections. What else have I gotten out of campaigns? So collections are a newer feature. The original kind of bonus content feature for World of Warships was campaigns. And so I've got the Shinonome on my main US account that just turned 4 years old. I have Yamamoto. I don't have Halsey. I'm working on him. I'm close. One big holiday mission. Gosh, has it been 3 years ago? Probably been 3 years ago. Scary to say. Was all focused on the hunt for Graf Spee. So you could get a free Graf Spee if you completed one of these mission sets. And then the other cool thing was if you got to specific steps along the way, you unlocked camos for other tier 6 ships. So I have some cool camos for at least 4 other tier 6 ships, a couple DDs, a couple cruisers. And those are permanent camouflages that are almost as good as having a premium ship import. They're typically the plus 3% to detection, or minus 3% to detection, plus 4% to dispersion, and 100% uplift to your ship XP. So there's some really good camos out there that I've gotten from past holiday events that were based on campaigns. And then got a Scharnhorn ice camo. Can't show it to you on this account. Very, very cool camo. And then there was a Duke of York ship you could also unlock with the same type of ice camo as they operated up in the North Sea, where it was cold and icy. Very cool camo, one of the coolest camos in the game, and it's a perma camo. It's already a premium ship, but it's just a camouflage you don't see on a lot of Scharnhorst. So you know people that worked their butt off in that campaign, which I did to achieve that. And then I think it was the next year was a Tirpitz and Bismarck focused campaign. God, it may have been the same year. I'm not 100% sure, but there was a whole nother campaign level to unlock a special set of camouflages for Tirpitz and Bismarck. And one of the cool ones, it's called like Tenarnstrich or something for Tirpitz. Basically, it jacks your free XP through the roof. So if I have a free XP mission set that I need to run, I just put that specific camo on my Tirpitz, load them up with all kinds of free XP booster flags, and just grinds out free XP like crazy. So these are some of the very cool rewards I've been able to earn through campaigns over the years. And I'm assuming there'll be more hopefully this holiday. And now with the dockyard building ships, they've kind of put a focus on that. I did not go to the mat to do the Puerto Rico last year. There was definitely no way you were going to grind that ship out for free unless you played constantly. I did get the Anchorage recently through that format, with a little bit of doubloon expenditure, maybe $10, which isn't bad for a unique tier 8 premium ship. Let's see, we're playing against ships with double dots, double colon, front and back. So those are bots. They're going to have a pretty predictable pattern of movement. Yes, I shoot at destroyers in my battleships, even my inaccurate German battleships from a distance, because you want to prioritize killing destroyers in any match. Yeah, campaigns are a cool feature, so hopefully the shipbuilding holiday mode does not completely take over and kind of preclude us from getting cool campaigns again over holiday periods. I just find the campaigns a little less grindy, but I have a feeling we'll be building ships for a while, which is actually a third mode besides campaigns and collections that we could talk about at some point. But it's not especially new player friendly. This is a human. We want to try to spank the human, if at all possible. Hello, human. Clemson's a great boat, so whapping one for 5,000 is nice. Our team is flailing. 3 of those ships that died were bots, which is kind of expected, but one of them was a human player. We only have a couple humans on each team, so I'm already down a human. Lots of new players at this tier, so not super surprising. We're going to take one more salvo, and then we are going to make a hard turn to starboard or to the right, because we know that Clemson's spotting us and going to peek out, try to torpedo us. Right now he's firing from smoke, so I can't see him. His teammate's over here spotting me. He can see me because even though he's concealed, they are not. They can spot me and provide vision for him. I'm hoping in the Basics Live format to cover some of the game mechanics, but not in the same level of detail you'll get from a streamer like Notzer or iChase. Some of the folks that are really amazing content contributors and do all the advanced topics you could dream of. And I'm going to orient this towards newer players, make it more user-friendly. If you are joining us on stream at all tonight, please, by all means, feel free to ask questions and chat.
Enemy heavily damaged.
The Citadel hit on that Caledon. Citadel is the vital compartments of the ship, like the boiler rooms or the ammunition magazines. You can see those compartments on your armor viewer import. Bots dance and do goofy things when they're close by one another. They don't ram one another as much as they used to. The destroyers still like to ram one another, but now instead of ramming into each other automatically, they tend to just stop right next to one another and have this very slow dance, which is hilarious. I'm going to try to finish the Caledon here. Not much armor on a Caledon. And we're
Enemy cruiser foundered.
in secondary battery range almost of this Duguay Troan. So that's what you're seeing firing is my automatic secondary guns, though I did highlight that by holding control and clicking on the ship icon.
The ship is on fire.
Now see we fired those torpedoes.
Hull breach. We're taking on water
Must
quickly.
have been from this guy and his neighbor. Fired them early, sneaky buggers.
Problem solved, sir.
Secondary batteries give you some armor piercing capability if it's an AP turret. Generally, what's more important is turrets that fire high explosive rounds and set your enemy ship on fire. And I run a mod here that shows that basically your anti-aircraft range and your secondary battery range. Don't want to show my side to this Orion. I want to try to stay angled, but I have that Clemson I have to worry about. Also a human player. Worry about torpedoes coming from this direction and staying angled to the Orion. I only have a Charleston who's kind of giving marginal support. Hope the Orion shows more sides. Hope I'm out of range of the torpedoes from the Clemson.
The ship is on fire.
Clemson's been setting us on fire, so we are going to have to use our damage control party, which is the R key. Put that fire out. And I am going to use my repair party, which is the T. He's shooting HE at me as well,
The ship is on fire.
which does less damage initially, but does cause fires. I'm going to try to get broadside to him. See if I can dispatch him with armor-piercing rounds. 2 fires again. This kind of sucks. Right above the armor belt. Finally set him on fire. Come on, teammate. Now we got human in the middle firing us too. Tough situation for our heroes. Refires. 1 short of the maximum. Like we will get rid of the Orion, but we're gonna get dead here soon. Hopefully get rid of him. Nope. Almost. But Charleston didn't do us a lot of favors. He didn't stay in contact where he could continue shooting at the battleship. He didn't have to hide. I mean, the battleship was completely focused on me. And you'll see a lot of lower tier, mid-tier battleship players. When they get close to one another, they're not likely to defocus that battleship and shoot at you in a cruiser that's far away, or even in a destroyer. So that's a great time to sneak attack from the opposite side that the battleship's firing to do a torpedo run in a destroyer, or just keep firing HE. So the Charleston, that's a premium ship. Doesn't mean that they're a premium player, but he could have stayed where he could have continued firing and we would have been able to kill that Orion. And he might have pushed that Clemson to the point where he could have smoked him out and killed him as well. But we did get a kill. We got 60,000 damage, which is not bad. This could have been better. And 2 of our bots died almost instantly. So that's the thing when your battles are propagated with a lot of bots. It's luck of the draw whether you have smart bots or not smart bots. And then luck of the draw whether your human players play like bots or not. We had 3 dead ships really fast. Put it us in quite a disadvantage. All right, so we got a couple containers to open. So hopefully you guys, even if you're new, have seen that light up on the side of your panel, on your side panel. We are going to collect a container. I was just on the World of Warships forum, and I noticed a player was asking about what type of container should I select. For me, it kind of depends on what the stage of your account is. For me right now, with a brand new account that's free to play, I've actually been taking more credits pretty often because I need the boost of credits to buy ship modules or buy the next tier ship. So I've been selecting this more often, but on my established accounts, I never pick more credits ever, especially those accounts that have long-term premium time subscriptions. The one I choose the most with this account currently, now that I'm running premium and I don't need this credit boost, I will pick more signals and camouflages because that's going to help give me additional performance benefits like Commander XP, Ship XP, setting ships on fire, getting floods when I torpedo them. I'm going to pick this one more often right now. And then in a mature account, I would pick more resources more often as well. That's one that's going to get you coal or free XP, which are basically currencies you can use in the armory, which we'll cover in a future episode to unlock premium ships. So that's the more resources option. Try Your Luck gives you a combination of these rewards, and it's supposed to give you a higher percentage chance of pulling a super container. If you've never seen a super container, it's metal, it's cool color, it swings down, it's much bigger, it's square, it's not rectangular, and it drops cool rewards like 50 camouflages or 50 special flags that help train your commanders faster, or it can drop you a free premium ship. So on my other 2 North American accounts, the best I've gotten is a Warspite for free in a super container on my second account. I don't think I've ever unlocked a free ship in a super container on my initial account, but they are out there. It does happen. So right now with running premium time, I'm not going to go more credits. I'm going to go more signals and camouflages, and go ahead and open that guy up. Just because you say signals and camos doesn't mean that's all you're going to get. Sometimes you can get currencies. Sometimes you can get cash. So we've got 3 different flag types, and we have a shield. And that's a funny story that a couple years ago when these badges came out, like COD, which everyone compares it to, Call of Duty badges, kill badges, man, were so many people pissed. Like, it's just you know, beating your chest that you killed somebody, that's showing up in your face. There's people who quit the game because of the badges. So we got a shield background, which is kind of cool. I personally am way too old to care about that kind of stuff. Whoops. We have one more unlocked? No, not quite. We're close. Just to review our results really quick on Kaiser. 2 good games for us, but losses for our team. Looks like we made some progress on destroy enemy ships. So that will show up now. If you have a campaign task selected, it's going to show up in your bottom row along with your other mission results. So that gives us our progress there. And some tasks are you have to destroy a certain number of ships in one battle. It will say that specifically. Here it's just destroy 5 enemy ships, so we can take as many battles as we want to do that one. And it shows you an icon that you can do it in co-op mode or standard mode. So destroy 5 enemy ships. Yeah, if you want to play co-op, go for it. That's going to be easy to do in co-op. But if it's something that's more oriented to bigger damage totals or that sort of thing, or XP, you're going to want to be in standard because you earn a lot more XP and credits in standard than you do in co-op mode. More importantly, I want to jump over here. Let's look at team score. Went up in second place. The Charleston damage farmed while I was taking all the damage myself. And we now have our premium column lit up instead of our without column lit up. So here's the wonderful thing about premium, in which if I have any vice that I spend on video games, it's mostly this. I buy FIFA every year and a couple other things, but this is the primary thing I buy on my main NA accounts is premium time. So that bumped us up by 40,000 credits. Our XP gains are 1,000 greater in ship XP, and sorry, ship's bonuses down here. We got a much higher bonus total than we would have without premium time. So 1,600 more commander XP, 1,000 more ship XP, 40,000 more credits. So again, didn't help us in the battle, but it helps us after the battle with the resources you need to help your account progress faster. All right, so we're going to jump back to port. And we are going to go back to our pictures for a second here. We're going to jump ahead. That was campaigns, guys. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. If you see this video on YouTube, please drop a comment in the video section. I'd be happy to try to answer those. If you have any specific questions, or you can join our Van Kraken Gaming Discord, which you can find under my Twitch account, under my information panels. There's an invite there for the Discord, which all these presentations and sessions will live there. So you can just look at the slides themselves, or you can look at the video that goes along with it. Okay. So the next step, we've talked about campaigns. Now we're going to move on to collections. Okay. So what makes collections different? Well, collections are collecting stuff. So instead of progressing through a string in an organized fashion of mission steps and getting that last step and unlocking some really cool reward, you're going to actually unlock typically crates is the way this has worked, containers. And in containers that are mission themed, you're going to drop fun stuff like free XP or commander XP or other useful ship progression or commander progression items, but you're also going to drop collection items. So the collection items will help you complete the collections versus the tasks helping you complete the campaigns. Time frame, these can be limited or permanent in duration. And how do you access them? Let's jump back to gameplay really quick. We access these on the upper panel instead of the left-hand panel. We'll go into Profile. Again. And Profile will have this bar across the top, which shows all the active collections for your specific account. If you look at my NA account, that is my oldest account, this is filled with different collections. I've only had one collection come live since I've been playing this European account, and that's the current Always Courageous collection. So you're going to have unlocked the number of accounts or collections that become active while your account has been active. So once we've clicked in, we have different sections. So these sections are basically called sub-collections. And it was cool. This is for the US Battleship second line split. I also play World of Warships Legends, which I mentioned as an alpha tester for that. Currently streaming it 3 nights a week and still playing it actively. And this is artwork straight out of World of Warships Legends, which is pretty cool to see a crossover come this direction to PC. But there's one sub-collection on commanders, one on metals, one on main battery construction, and one on different uniforms. So what's cool is there's history. You can click in and see history. If it's a historically themed collection, some are like COTS, King of the Sea. They're more game specific and more fun, cartoony type of things. But the historical collections are really neat because they give you cool background that you can explore. So how does this work? So each of these sub collections basically has typically 4 items that you have to collect in that sub collection. And then again, there's 4 different sub collections, 4 items each. So there's 16 unique items we can collect. Collecting each basically gets you closer to completing the sub collection. And when you complete the sub collection, you get a reward. So in the case of Always Courageous, it's things like stars and stripes, symbols that you can use on your patches. Sometimes it's a special flag or the option to run 2 flags on your ship instead of just 1. And then other times, this campaign also has basically things like stars and stripes camo, special higher earning camos, spendable camos that you can earn. So you're going to see lots of different things that you can unlock in the sub collections. For a free account, one of the coolest things is port slots. It kind of drives me nuts that you still have to buy port slots in this game on PC. They're free on Legends, which I think was an improvement. The commander system is also a lot more user-friendly. They probably figured that the console player base doesn't have as much patience as we do on PC to grind a unique commander for each ship. So there's some differences between the two games, but one of the things we need on PC is port slots. So it's really cool to be able to unlock those for free through your collections and other stuff. Sometimes it's commander free XP or free XP, or sometimes coal. So there's different things you can earn when you complete the entire collection. So in this case, it's 4 items in 4 sub-collection categories. You're going to have a complete collection reward, and that's your big reward. And in this case, what was it? It was the Oklahoma. So a free tier 5 premium ship, which is, for someone who has 10 tier 10s and a bunch of tier 10 ships and high tier premiums, it's not a big deal to them, and they'll poo-poo, oh, it's an Oklahoma, it has a 40-second reload, we'll play her in a few minutes. Not interesting to me, but when you have a new account and you have a free-to-play account, getting any kind of premium ship in your port that you can use to earn more credits and more XP without running premium time is like gold. So I've played one game in Oklahoma. It was pretty fruitful. We'll see if I can do that again. She's a cool little ship. She has a horrid reload, and she's a slow mid-tier US dreadnought battleship, but once you learn how to play that class, she can be fun. She can earn extra credits and XP for you. And the other valuable thing when you're starting a new account is getting a ship commander that has 6 points. When a commander comes along with a premium ship, you don't need to keep that commander in that premium. We'll talk about that. You can move them to one of your tech tree ships, and you should. So earning 6 points on a ship commander in a free-to-play account that's new is a pain in the butt. Getting that for free for completing a collection is a big reward. It's a big boost. So your complete collections are going to give you unique and cool stuff. And then lastly, a bonus tip. So we had a bonus tip on the campaign side of things, which was only activate things like premium time when you can use it. The bonus tip on collections is save all of your duplicates. Yes, you are going to get duplicate items. And there's a spot where it shows you how many duplicates you have. So you want to save all of your duplicates until you've filled up as many unique items in your sub collections as possible. And then you have enough duplicates to buy the remaining slots. So typically it's anywhere between 3 and 5 duplicates are required to buy one of the items you don't have. So in the case of Always Courageous, we'll just jump back over there. I think I got to where I think it was 3 duplicates per slot, or maybe 4. I think it could have been 4. So I had basically 3 items done in each sub collection. I had 4 outstanding, and I had like 11 duplicates. So when I got my last batch of crates for finishing the missions, and we'll talk about how we achieve these guys. Again, they drop in crates, and they dropped in crates from mission sets, which we'll show in a second. I had 3 in that last batch of crates. I got 1 of the 4 outstanding items, so I was able to complete this uniform sub collection, and then I had a missing item in guns, in medals, and in captains. And I had 12 duplicates already, so I was able to go and buy those last 3 missing items with my duplicates. If you spend your duplicates earlier and you wind up keeping getting duplicates, you're not going to be able to necessarily finish. So a key way to finish these is just let the duplicates accumulate until you have enough to actually finish out all the open slots across the sub collections. I can't remember how I found that out. It must have been on the World of Warships forum before the Discord even existed, and someone had that tip, and I'm like, man, I've been doing this wrong for like a year and a half, 2 years. It's a great tip. Best bonus tip I can offer. So go back to port. How did we drop those items? Well, those items were found in the Combat Missions tab. The missions are not showing up right now because of the goofiness with the EU server. So anyway, there was a US Battleships 2 subset of missions. And when you completed certain missions, it unlocked an Always Courageous container. And if you completed all the sets within a mission group, you got like 3 or 4 extra containers. So each one of those containers drops 1 item typically. So again, that's how you're going to fill up your sub collections. That's how you're going to get your duplicates that you can fill in your extra spots with. It's a bummer that's not working, but must be doing some kind of maintenance patch right now. All right, so Oklahoma. Take a quick look at her. She was free, you know. Guy I'm drinking out of his mug, Chaos Machine. Hello, Chaos Machine GR. Cheers, buddy. Great streamer. A drink out of your head. He was talking about the Oklahoma specifically, and people in his chat were saying, oh, it really sucks. It's a long reload and blah, blah, blah. And it is. I mean, it is a long main battery reload. If we pull that up, it's a 40-second reload time, so the same as the Kansas, just the tier 8 ship that a lot of people are complaining about right now because she takes such a long time to reload. But saying it's a free ship. I never complain about free ships is what he said. And I have the same exact theory. I never sell a free premium, and I never complain about a free premium because it was free. So Maximum gun range is actually really good at 19.9. Pretty good HE fire chance at 27%. They're not firing HE very often at all in my battleships. Decent gun velocity and workable armor. So your survivability is decent. Your armor is decent. You have a little bit of AA defense. So she's a workable ship, but she's slow. And she's your typical US Dreadnought style battleship. All right, let's bump out of there. So let's see what we get as far as our team composition at Tier 5. I think Tier 5 is the level where they try to fill with live players. So this could take a little bit of time. Well, it says we have 86 players in the queue. Decent number at the lower tiers. I would guess if you're in Europe, you're probably waking up now. And if you're an early riser, getting on some World of Warships. When I go to bed late, I notice the European streamers that I follow are starting to jump on and start playing. Yeah, so Oklahoma is, it's a free ship, a great reward for this early stage account. If you're currently playing, there is another 7 days or so, I think, to finish out that mission set and complete this collection. I'd highly recommend doing that if you've just started up a new account and you watch this video soon. If this video is being viewed later and there are active collections and you are a new player, by all means, do what you can to pursue that collection and complete it and follow the rules that we just walked through to make that happen. Okay. I always start my battle as soon as I can, just so I can have a few seconds to look at the teams. And looks like we got all humans. So again, the population's probably starting to build back up again.
Action stations.
Play some of our free sound effects. Don't be alarmed. No extra cost to you.
Here on ESPN 8, The Ocho, bringing you the finest in seldom seen sports from around the globe since 1999. If it's almost a sport, we've got it here.
All right, we are on Haven. Good morning. It is good morning in Europe. It's very late here. Well, almost midnight. Not quite good morning. Not quite early morning. So we're going to try to support the Sea Cat. And this is a pretty natural map for people to support C and support B. The destroyers are the ships that really have the domain in early game here in the middle of the map. The cruisers, if they come in here, or the battleships, will get focus fired very quickly. So I'd rather orbit on the edge here for a little bit of time, couple minutes, try to either drive some ships out of cap or potentially eliminate a ship or two before we press into a cap. Or we might take an outside route and let the destroyers and or a cruiser go in and do the actual capping. A lot of the action is going to develop on this outer edge here and this outer edge here, except for the destroyers, which will be playing the middle. And there are 3 per side, so... Oh, someone's asking about the broken shop. Yeah, WG cannot sell any doubloons right now. Not a good business move, right? Can't buy premium time. Know if the armory is working. Spend your currencies. Their first ship. First customer, we have New York. Ugh, our Königsberg got broadside to that New York. Long enough to get spotted. We have the Tier 7 Gneisenau on this flank. Yeehaw. So we're going to fire with all of our guns, and then we're going to slow down, change our speed, and bow in. He's basically... Well, he's not an aggressive Gneisenau. He has torpedoes, so you can play Gneisenau relatively aggressively. He also has really crummy dispersion from 18 kilometers away, but looks like he's going to back up, which is not going to hurt my feelings right now. I don't want to go mano-a-mano with him at close range. We'll happily take on this New Orleans, though. AP. Mounts 2 shells. That's a bummer. Bouncing shells off a cruiser. He is higher tier than us. 2 tiers higher. Definitely damage his side, no problem. So what we've learned is that we're gonna shoot at the higher tier ships. We want to shoot at the upper half of the ship, where we can damage the superstructures.
Enemy destroyer.
Have an enemy destroyer behind this island here. Already lost a
The
teammate.
enemy team has taken the lead.
Ship's accuracy is not going to be fantastic at range. Okay, we got one overpen. One shell that went right through the hull without having its fuse activate, so that's a low damage. It's only 1,000 damage hit. A full penetration will be a couple thousand higher. And New Orleans turn. See if he'll turn in. I'm not turning to show all my guns because I don't want to give broadside to the Gneisenau, who is still retreating. And one thing this ship has is ample main battery range. It's far. It's... Sneak one in. I'm gonna turn away. Ah! Another overpen. And teammate got him. Alright, we're down one ship. We don't want to go straight out to this corner, because there's likely a destroyer hiding on the other side of this island, or torping this area.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
This T-22 doesn't need to chase them way out. Get killed. If you're playing a destroyer, you really want to survive to the later parts of the game. There's some broadside. Nice. Way to go, Oklahoma. Will not be singing any songs from the musical Oklahoma. Yorck's returning fire. Don't know that we can... It looks like we can sneak one more shot. This gun's long range means it has a pretty high trajectory. Just couldn't sneak it around the corner. Oh, T-22. You don't need to keep firing, get spotted, and die. So a destroyer is not just valuable because they're dealing damage. They're valuable because they're providing vision to the team. They can get closer to the enemy ships without being detected. Keep them lit so the rest of the team can shoot at them. That's an important mission, because any damage that they're dealing. In addition to that, they can cap. It's also valuable as well. I'm going to try to turn and slow down a little bit so we don't run into the Synop. Just don't want to lose an opportunity to get a full broadside on a ship that's showing broadside. And that T-22 is just being really foolish today. I mean, just didn't need to be doing that. He's using his main battery guns on the Gneisenau without smoke. Gneisenau has good secondaries. Just kill him with his secondaries, let alone even having to shoot at him. And just use the Synop a little bit as a shield. Gonna turn back in here in a second. Hey, we got the kill.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
So we killed a ship 2 tiers higher than us, so that really helps your XP gains. Down tiered stinks, but it doesn't stink that bad when you realize that you gain a lot more XP and credit value for damaging and killing higher tier ships. I'm going to turn towards where the Gneisenau was. The only thing we need to think about is he has 6-kilometer torpedoes. So I'm going to want to turn directly towards where that Gneisenau sank. I think we were far enough away where he's not going to be able to torp us. We're too slow to get to the torpedoes in this boat. Shit. Okay, let's use our spotter plane. It's going to make our main battery range even longer. Going to bring us into top-down mode, which will be a new experience for those of you who are new to the game. You'll have to learn to aim from a whole nother perspective. Takes a little practice. Keep practicing. Cruisers, you get more rounds fired with your spotter, so it's a little easier to learn in a cruiser to me than in a battleship. Because you just get a lot more opportunities to fire and understand how the lead works. The lead is the same gauge on your gun sight, but it's definitely a different perspective being top down. Team has pretty much melted. We're low tier again. Been low tier 2 out of these 3 games in the non-bot games, so it'd be hard to carry tier 5 in a tier 7 match. Hard to carry a tier 7 a tier 9 match. Just gonna watch. If he's going in a straight line, I'm gonna try to project out that straight line path. If he's turning, I'll try to predict that turn. Just missed. These are pretty far ranges. We've got a Leon coming in hot here.
Attention.
Signal
Reporting the
teammates to
target
fire at the
position.
destroyer.
Spotter returning to ship.
We don't want to cut this corner because there's a DD approaching. We're going to turn away. This ship is slower than molasses in January. Getting our guns turned to the right will be beneficial for multiple targets here. The Leon is focused on the Synop. It's going to give us a little bit of leeway here. Until the Synop is dead, then we'll have to realize that we're going to be the prime target. Overpens. Must be relatively high gun velocity. The Synop is out, so the Leon is going to be coming for us next. We're only full health because it's taken us so long to get in these fights. Try to stay angled to where the Leon is at. Just over the bow. I'm gonna angle away from this area where everyone's shooting at me. Angle towards the hood. And obviously I don't want to cut these corners with the DD there. He's gonna torp these corners likely. Where's everyone picking on the tier 5 battleship?
The ship is on fire.
We're actually gonna help on the Yorck here. On the hood, I mean.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Nice.
Enemy battleship foundered.
Hood doesn't have the best armor in the world.
Yes.
Rudder shift is slow. I want to get my butt towards these guys, not my side. Actually use that island to break detection. I've been able to do that. Now they're firing blind.
Problem solved, sir.
Kovsky, you're just guessing, dude. You gonna show me broadside? You are. Give him a little bit of a surprise. I'm losing, but I don't care. Got the blind kill. It's like, where did that come from?
The enemy is about to win.
Come at me, bros. Don't mess with the Oklahoma. We didn't have like really reckless and unskilled DD play. We might have had a better chance here. Good dev strike in Nuremberg. That would be fun.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Alright, can we lose detection? Bunch of HE spamming ships, even the battleships. Star spotter plane up. Oh, Königsberg. It's 40-second reload. Killing me too. The position we don't want to be in. You see what happened to Katovsky? Eat that!
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Ouch, down population, you, bro!
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. So when the Königsberg turns, he bleeds speed. I love that ship. When any cruiser turns, they slow down. So a great time to shoot them is when they're turning. People are commenting in the chat about me being able to duel some of these guys. I'm sitting on fire.
The ship is on fire.
Nuremberg slowed down. I have 4 kills. Ugh. Okay, I've lost 3 games, but I've had 3 satisfying games. Days when your team's not jamming, but you can still be doing all right. So, okay, we had 1 ship killed, and we need to kill 5 on task 7 of the first campaign. So even though it's a campaign we've completed, we can go back and collect the reward for that. Let's just check this out. I would have been 3rd place, you know, a bottom tier in a tier 7 game. So Oklahoma, she's so slow I couldn't get into the thick of the battle any quicker than I did. We took 1 little turn away and then back in because I didn't want to go straight at that Gneisenau in his torpedo range because I just don't have the speed and maneuverability to dodge torpedoes. But We got back into the fight. We dealt pretty good damage against the battleships. Let's see. Yeah, we took out that hood. Got decent strikes on the Gneisenau and the New York. And obviously got 4 kills. Sweet. And now let's look at our premium account with a premium ship. Okay, so here's the compounding benefit of running premium time with a premium ship. It's a tier 5 ship, but it's a 234,000 credit game. That's pretty awesome. We got a bump in our score from Devastating Strike. We got a bump in our score from 4 kills and a decent damage total. What was it? It's 57,000, which isn't bad for a tier 5 battleship. So that's a pretty healthy credits haul on a tier 5 ship. And then 100 free XP, 2,000 ship XP, which I don't convert free XP. Hey, Hype, what's up, man? Hype is my first follower. Good to see you, sir. I'm playing PC, getting to the end of my stream, but I'm just working on showing people the campaign and collection functions in World of Warships PC and what I'm calling my World of Warships Basics Live series. And we were just walking through having premium time that we just got off of one of our campaigns for free, a week of free premium. And we got a free premium ship this week from a collection. So Oklahoma did pretty good there in earning us a decent credit haul. Earned 54,000 before expenses. Yeah, dude, I just had kind of a last stand there as a tier 5, killed 4 ships, nuked 2 cruisers at the end that weren't paying enough attention. So let's play one more game and then we're gonna call it a night here. And I got invited to join a clan. Someone liked how I played. Well, I got invited to join 2 clans. We'll file those away for later consumption. Oh, and we were going to go into our campaign and go into Science of Victory. And where was that? In the first tab, we can collect a reward now because we killed 5 ships. So that will give us the reward for that, which was 200 free XP. Free XP is never a bad thing. And we're going to select one other battle. This is any ship, 2,000 XP in a single battle. That's a pretty big haul. Oh, we've completed that one already. Hey, Hype, I'm going to play one more game after this. So are you going to be going to school soon? You hanging for a minute? Let's do the Dreadnought achievement. Get that relatively frequently in a battleship. Okay, one more game. This is my new Europe account. I have these boats that I can play. Is there anything you want me to play? Play Scharnhorst. That's my tier 7 premium. Could play Massachusetts. Haven't played Massachusetts. You might want to see that one. Oh, homeschool. Okay. Gotcha. Quarantine. Hype is in Norway. I know Europe is having a lot of lockdowns right now, so I hope you and your family are healthy. A gentleman that I coach soccer with every week, multiple times a week, just tested positive, so that's fun and exciting. So we only need 1,700 XP to get to our next container. So let's see if we can finish that out. We're going to take the Massachusetts out. This is a tier 8 ship. She's a US battleship that has decent main battery gunnery, pretty inaccurate, but she has long-range secondaries. So that's the ace in the hole that she has. It's almost like a German battleship with regard to secondaries. Hype, you'll enjoy seeing the Massachusetts if I can play her decently. I only have a few games in her. She is being taken out of the shop, I think, on World of Warships PC, which means she'll probably show up in Legends before too long, where Hype and I play together. So we have gotten a lot of the OP ships that have been banned from PC showing up in Legends. I have a Belfast, I have a Kutuzov, Gremmy is over there, Kamikaze. The list goes on of all the difficult to get ships except in Santa containers. on PC that are showing up in World of Warships Legends. All right, we're 0-3 in games, but we've had 3 really good games personally. So let's see if we can maybe get a team that has a better clue tactics-wise and finish out strong. So yeah, this ship's a little different from the Iowa. As far as class, she's closer to the Alabama and the North Carolina, which I wish we had the North Carolina on Legends. They skipped that. It's only a tier 7 game, and it goes from Colorado straight to Iowa, which are obviously very different ships. I think the North Carolina is a good bridge between those 2 ships in PC. But she kind of plays a little bit more like a North Carolina. We don't have a straight equivalent on the Legends side. But if you had a North Carolina that had a lot less accurate guns and had really good secondaries, that would be Massachusetts. So she's a super popular ship. I think you're going to see a lot more of them in the near future too, as people buy them up before they go out of the shop. All right. Pretty fat. Cool ship. I love this class. I have an Alabama on my US account, my North America account, and like her a lot. So there's no domination caps. So we're going to support the west side. I'm going to ping just to give the team an idea of where I'm going. I'm going to say supporting west. So again, folks, I mentioned in the beginning, the only reason I have this ship is because there was an amazing coupon that showed up in my account, probably because I'm a new player. And it said, if you spend any amount of money, you would get twice that amount of money back in doubloons. So literally, I bought a Scharnhorst for $40. Scharnhorst, again, kind of odd. It's my 4-year anniversary today on World of Warships PC. Scharnhorst was the first premium ship I bought on PC. And I bought her for $40 on this account and got 20,000 doubloons back. So in the armory, you get a coupon to buy a ship at a discount. So I had a 25% coupon. So I got Massachusetts, I think, for like 9,000 doubloons. Something along those lines. So I bought the Massachusetts, have a bunch of doubloons left over, and have 2 cool premium ships in my account. I'm going to try not to spend a lot more money. I'm going to try to just get free ships and free premium time like I just did from this campaign.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
The thing I'm noticing with this ship is the firing angles are pretty high arcing. Similar to North Carolina, so it's taking me a little while to get used to.
Enemy battleship
That
detected.
trajectory. Firing behind ships quite a bit. 4 destroyers. I don't want to go out any further than this edge. I've got 5 ships targeting me. It's good for my teammates. Tanking a lot of damage, taking a lot of attention. I don't know what the range on those torpedoes are. They have an Asashio? Shoot, they have an Asashio. I've got a book. Probably 20-kilometer torpedoes. I can't sit here. Crap. Get off me, bro. Get that Amalfi. Thank God we had a Benson there that spotted those torpedoes. There's a hit. Asashio has deep water torpedoes that go really fast, and they only can strike a battleship or an aircraft carrier. They can't do damage to a destroyer or to a cruiser. They run deeper and faster. What? Oh no. Take 1, 2.
Hull breach. We're taking on water quickly.
Gonna reverse. Just try to edge out away from those. Repair the flood. Come on, I could use a little bit of support here, party people. Ah, we just killed the Asashio.
That was a great battle.
This Massachusetts
Well
going
done,
completely
Commander.
broadside.
Problem solved, sir.
Firing on the Charles Martel.
Enemy destroyer detected.
Trying to make him go dark by getting some hits on him. Not enough. Scoot behind the island here. Hopefully break detection at some point. So again, we're not doing damage, but we're absorbing a ton of attention, which means I have healthy teammates on this cat because we've been getting all the focus on us. It's part of a battleship's job is to take damage and to divert attention. Yeah, hype, this ship is not accurate. The main batteries are not accurate because you have the long-range secondaries. So if they had really accurate main guns and secondaries, it kind of wouldn't be fair.
Enemy cruiser detected.
And we're just continually spotted by some destroyer around this area. This is kind of just stinks.
The ship is on fire.
Team's not really doing a whole lot to push up and get fire. I mean, this guy is hiding back there. The Talon is still not pushing up. The other team just keeps focusing me down because I'm low health, which is what they should be doing. I can't lose detection because there's some jackwagon destroyer over here that's keeping me perma-spotted.
Problem solved, sir.
Okay, we finally broke detection. So yeah, if this ship comes to Legends, you're going to find that it's not an accurate ship. But there's just too many destroyers in front of me for me, and too many people setting me on fire. There's the person that was
All
spotting me.
stations, concentrate fire on the target.
If I could get in close and brawl with these other battleships, these secondaries are amazing. But I haven't been able to do that at all in this game. Unfortunately. I want to try to survive because the team is doing decent. Okay. I want to pay this Charles Martel back. Try to line up my shot better. So let's watch the dispersion. That's a better grouping. 4 hits. Yeah, not accurate. Definitely not accurate. Martel is turning. Wait till he turns, predict where he's gonna go. He's fast. He has a speed boost. We haven't done the French cruiser line hype on Legends. I like it a lot. That Charles Martel is a pain in the butt. It's really maneuverable, and it has a speed boost. Why are you running, dude? You're like full health. Okay. The Lightning is still alive. He's spotting me again. I can't afford to go into this area alone. I'm gonna have to turn and try to lose detection. Ship's not super fast, but it is relatively quick on the rudder. A little better with aiming, but help when the shells bounce. Ugh.
The ship is on fire!
Gotta risk turning off fire. This DD being here is really impacting my ability to engage these cruisers. Come on, can someone shoot that guy?
All stations. Reporting
Call
the
for
position of a
support.
strategic target.
This guy's just running. He's not even shooting at these guys.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Come on, dude. Okay, I call for fire, and he is firing at him. It's awesome. The Amalfi doesn't have HE, I don't think. Just semi-armor piercing rounds. He can't technically shoot me on fire. Yeah, there's a DD somewhere in this area, Hype. That lightning. Oh, yeah.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Lightning isn't dead, so that's who is keeping me spotted this whole time. I've been detected forever. So he's chasing me. And I wouldn't be surprised if I see torpedoes anytime soon. So I'm gonna have to stay angled, because if I go complete broadside to get over here faster, that Massachusetts is probably gonna hit me broadside. I'm just being completely chased right now. Put up my spotter plane. Oh, there's the torpedoes I was talking about. Okay, they're a little behind me. This guy's like just not
Concentrate fire on the
willing to
designated
support
target.
me at all right now.
Teammate, I need your support.
I could use help on this side. We're almost done. Because these guys are just not taking any side shots on this Massachusetts either. Now they are. But I'm low health and I have no heals left, so they should be focused on me, and they are. Singled out from the herd. Could be it for me. More shot at his broadside. He missed. Yay! Little punishment there. Turn away. So hopefully our team can come through, but what ticks me off is this is a Massachusetts right here that I'm driving. If he had just angled in and driven straight at this Massachusetts, he would have been able to use his excellent secondaries and would have been able to shoot at his broadside. Because there's a DD there, he was afraid to go forward at all. And then we have a Bayard that's either AFK or not doing anything on this side either. So I mean, we're still looking pretty good as a team. Interesting to see how it finishes out on that flank. Massachusetts is still clinging to life. We were able to do a decent amount of damage to him. Bayard should have known he's coming around the corner. All right, Hype. Hey, have a good day at home school. Good talking to you, my friend. Stay healthy. Thanks for stopping in. All right, so the Bayard is taking fire from the Lightning, which is smoked up here. And the Lightning is a British destroyer with good guns, as well as decent torpedoes, so Lightning and Cossack are two good higher tier British destroyers when you get to that level. And there's the maybe it was the Amalfi that was smoked up. Ah, it was the Amalfi. The Lightning is closer. We are capping their base, so hopefully this will be over relatively soon. Okay, the Amalfi is dead. We are down to the Lightning. We're going to get a win, guys. We're going to finish strong with a win. That excites me. And we were able to finally kill that pesky Charles Martel. That made it all worth it in the end. Getting HE spammed all that time. Okay, we're capping. We have a multitude of capping ships. Lightning's just going for some last minute damage. That's a tip. I mean, when you're the last ship, some people just run away and go to A1 or J10. Try to get an attack run in on one of these ships. Score some damage before the end of the game, and that's what the Lightning is doing. You have nothing to lose. Dying doesn't really matter at this point when you're the last ship or in the last couple ships. Try to get a higher damage total. That will translate into higher credits and higher XP. Okay, we completed a task. We got our 500 free XP. Keep knocking off stuff from the first campaign. And we finished middle of the pack, but, you know, again, that first good 5 minutes, we were just getting completely focused down. So what you'll see a lot of new players do is just charge into that cap. They have a battleships. They're thinking, I'm going to be brave. I'd have been dead really, really quickly if I had cruised straight into that initial flank where the cap typically sits, the A cap. By backing out, playing smart, trying to break detection, using our heals, we tanked a lot of damage. We took a ton of attention away from our teammates. That allowed us to ultimately whittle down that flank. We didn't kill everything over there, but we killed enough that push wasn't as meaty and didn't cause a big crossfire on us. Just on me, because they kept pursuing me. Quick look at a tier 8. We didn't get as many credits as we did in our Oklahoma game. That's kind of sad, but we only had, what, 52,000 damage. So when you're 3 tiers higher and you do the same amount of damage, you're going to get a lot less for that. But still, 227,000, nothing to sneeze at. 750 free XP, I like that total. And 3,700 ship XP, 4,700 commander XP. So when you're new with premium ships, again, if you get a commander that comes with your premium ship, you really don't want that commander's home to be that premium ship. You want to put them into one of your tech tree ships and then move him over to the premium ship to play around to get that extra bonus XP from a free, from a premium ship, and then put him back into the tech tree ship that he's trained for. And you can do that for free. You can have one ship that commander's trained for on the tech tree, and you can transfer any commander to a premium ship and back without any retraining penalty. So what I'm doing right now is I have this commander that I've trained up to, actually Wyoming I'm past. I'm ready to buy my next ship. So when I buy my next ship in the line, I now have this higher tier Massachusetts commander, and I have my new tier 6 Oklahoma commander. Basically, I have 2 higher tier commanders that I can move into the next US battleships that I unlock. I'll move them out of my premiums and into my tech tree ships. So I'm excited about that. As we finish up, I'm going to collect our rewards on our Science of Victory task. And we'll reset a new task for that later. And we did unlock our last container, so let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to stick with signals and camouflages now that I'm earning more credits with my premium account active. See what we get for that. Okay, couple camos and some secondary battery range flags and XP per battle flags. Always helpful. And that's it. I like the Oklahoma's camo. Pretty sweet. That funnel is got a nice vibe to it, and the whole color is pretty. best thing about WG, I think, hands down, is the art department. It's fantastic. I got into these games, World of Tanks and World of Warships, because I love the history of these vehicles, and see the way they're rendered in game is amazing and fantastic. Being a person who liked to build models as a kid, having living models is awesome. All right, so just gonna bump out and go back really quickly. Well, actually, let's just call it a wrap. So thank you so much. It's fun doing these World of Warships Basics live sessions. I hope you learned a little bit about campaigns, that you can get some valuable rewards like commanders, premium ships, permanent camos, free premium time. Whenever a new campaign comes about, don't treat it lightly with regard to trying to get it completed. Some are permanent. Check the notes on the patches and see if it's permanent. Then you can know you can go back and finish it whenever you want to. If there's a limited time duration on a collection, then you should jump, or a campaign, sorry, you should jump in and try to complete it right away. Same thing with collections. Most of them are a time duration of an event, and then sometimes you can buy the crates for those collections later in the armory for currencies, but I'd prefer to complete that collection while that event is active. So there'll be mission events going on. They're still locked right now. You'll use the mission events and combat missions to unlock crates that will give you the items that will fill those collections, those sub-collections, and the complete collection. And hey, nothing to sneeze at to get a cool Premium 5 ship or Tier 5 Premium ship or a Tier 6 Premium ship out of a collection. It's a great reward, and you saw we had a fun battle in her and wound up with a better reward in XP and credits than we did in our Tier 8 battle. So campaigns and collections, take advantage of them. They're going to help build your new account out quicker and provide you some rewards that are really beneficial. Hopefully I explained a few of the tips and tricks and general layout of these game features that we didn't have when the game first started, and I really appreciate that they're here now. Again, if you're viewing this on YouTube and you have any questions, leave them in the comments section, and be happy to answer those questions. Or you can find me on Twitch when I'm streaming at vancraken.tv. So thank you so much. Really appreciate you joining tonight, and we'll see you next time for World of Warships Basics Live. I'm Van Kraken, and I am out. Have a great one.